Mark chapter 4, verse 24. And he said to them, take heed what you hear. With the same measure you use, it shall be measured to you, and more shall be added to you who hear. In Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1, because of this we have to pay more attention to what we have heard, lest we drift away. Just me top down on the way to the beach. 4 bad chicks in the middle of the street. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, and the name of God Elohim said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I am going to make a helper for him as his counterpart. In verse 15, and with the name of God Elohim took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to work it and to guard it. In verse 9, and out of the ground with the name of God Elohim made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, with the tree of life in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. What else was in the midst of the garden? In Genesis chapter 3, verse 1, and the Nahash was more crafty than all the lives of the field which with the name of God Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, is it true that Elohim has said, do not eat of every tree of the garden? In Genesis chapter 4, verse 7, is it not if you do good, you are to be accepted, and if you do not do good, towards the door is a sin. He is lying, and towards you is his desire, and you must rule over him. So far, sin, Nahash. Going back to chapter 2, verse 16, and the name of God Elohim commanded the man, saying, eat of every tree of the garden, but do not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall certainly die. Wait. In Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14, therefore, since the children share in flesh and blood, he himself similarly shared in the same, so that by means of his death he might destroy him having the power of death, that is, the devil, and deliver those who throughout life were held in slavery by fear of death. Was the devil there in the midst of the garden? In John chapter 10, verse 10, the thief does not come except to steal and to slaughter and to destroy. I have come that they might possess life, and that they might possess it beyond measure. Was the thief there too? Those four together sounds like a bad combination. In the midst of the garden, roll right up and they all hopped in. Now we in the sand having lunch on me. Tell the girl don't let your feet get wet. We about to grab some drinks and head to my condo. You can be my weekend guest. Genesis chapter 2, verse 19. And from the ground with the name of God Elohim formed every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called each living being, that was his name. Verse 22, and the rib which the name of God Elohim had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And the man said, this is not bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one is called woman, because she was taken out of man. For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh.